So, after what was a very snatching, seaworthy something, we get L.A.D.P.
Which, at first, I was like, because every episode after Snatch Game typically can kind of go one of two ways. But I enjoyed this week.
I did too. I was here for it. At first, I was afraid. I was petrified. I didn't know if this was going to be a good show. But then the skits came together and only one of the teams sucked. So that was good.
And the rest knew how to play a scene.
Oh, in the runway. Oh.
It was right with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Baby, the spirit was alive today in most of the runways. Again, it's a most.
Everybody did well in some category.
Are we ready?
Are you ready?
Are we ready? Hey everybody, it's your boy Matty Rants.
And Jamarty 4.
Here again for another rant and review of a RuPaul's Drag Race Season 11, Episode 9. Now you know what it is. Subscribe, share, do something with the video down below. Those are the links that you can find us at. And if you want to donate to the channel, paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, and Venmo Matty-Rants. I'm ready to get into this episode because normally we go on for hours.
This will not be long.
Not at all.
This will not be long.
So, we get into the workroom after what was an epic lip sync. We all can agree on that.
Everybody was still gagged.
Whether it's your favorite or not, you know, the two good Judys come back into the room. Blessed is and highly favored, okay?
Amen.
So, after we did that, girl, they tell Silky, girl, you won again. Yes, live for Silk.
She did.
We're here for that.
And then she messed it up immediately after, because they was trying to ask her, you know, the pressure is on, so is there anything that you would do differently? She's like, no, I'm going to be who I am. I only brought what I brought, and it is what it is.
That's all fine and dandy.
It's just like, so you can't improve nowhere. No.
I was really getting into the whole, you know, let your enemies be your footstool, Miss Evie Oddly, and the Lord saith, and I said, we're getting God into this script.
She just had a full-fledged petty moment.
It was really that. It was a full-fledged petty moment, but you know what, though? At the same time, after somebody called me talentless.
You would be petty, too. You would be, especially I would, and you were the bottom.
I'm a knocker for how petty it was, but at the same time, I see
if it had been me.
I may have done it differently, but I see where you came from. So that's why I'm not even going to knock it. Now, also, when she was giving her speech, like Jamar says about, I'm not going to change this, I'm not going to do all that. Everybody sat on mute. I think it was learned, especially from
let it go.
From you know, Evie Oddly, or as someone did on Twitter recently. Shout out to the guy who did an artist rendering of Squidward. The Evie outfit. That was perfect. I lived for it. I was like, yes, I stand for Squidward tentacles. But, you know, it was like, I'm not even, what's to say now? Because she did win, which can you say? And two, you already know how this is going to go.
It's going to be a back and forth, and she's not going to be receptive.
Let's not do this right now.
Girl.
We are already here again, top 8 once again. Let's try this one more time.
This season is
long, honey. Someone's like, when is the double elimination going to happen? I said, baby, it's not going to happen.
Ain't no double elimination.
I don't see it. They had a chance when they were six of them waiting for tonight.
That should have been the only time for a double elimination.
And the only one that was waiting was honey.
Night. I don't even want to talk about the mini challenge, to be completely honest, because it was. I mean, we're going to, but God.
No, well, we're going to talk about it because, for one, I want to give the best part of that entire reading challenge. And yes, it's the reading challenge for the mini challenge kids. RuPaul came in, did the hello, and Bruno came in after him.
That was the best part
of waking up.
It's Folgers in your
Folgers.
But yeah.
Okay, so listen. But let's get off the swoon and get back to the tunes that was Drag Race. Now, after Bruno...
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think I just mixed it and something together. Excuse me. RuPaul now has started up the reading challenge, children, and it was a appointment. It is, and I will say it, and I will mean it, and I will not take it back. That was the worst one of all seasons. That was the worst one.
Really bad.
RuPaul at the beginning of time had to help Nina West in her Civil War era life, which that was a read later by RuPaul.
Really was.
And that shit was funny.
It
was rude, but Miss Thing needed help with the joke.
That's how you read. When you have to explain your joke and your shade, it loses all steam.
There was no chugga lugga choo choo on the Nina West train for that one, and I just was not here for it. And the second one I was okay with, but when she turned to RuPaul to be like, "Do you need to do that one too?" I was like, "No." You act. It was like, "Oh no, you need that one too." No, we got it. The mug, all that.
She kind of lost her whole judge at that moment because now she felt insecure about it.
It wasn't the worst. Do we have the lineup to go through, or what?
I do.
Who was the second one involved in this massacre?
Plastique.
Well, that was an interesting try.
No. Vanjie. Vanjie was like, why you hoes ain't laughing? Because it wasn't funny.
No, they were laughing, but they were laughing at you trying to get these jokes out and not the jokes themselves.
But they weren't really even jokes.
Listen, this is an Alyssa Edwards moment. Girl, it's funny to hear you, but when it comes down to a good read in a line, is are you ready for the time to pull out a joke? At the same time, I do know that they probably thought of these jokes prior to this, the morning of, or maybe, the night of, all this happened here.
I'll be coming up, as soon as I see who are in the room, I'm going to come up with reads just for each one of y'all. As you get eliminated, can't use that one, can't use that one.
Listen, the one she had for Sugar was like the longest extent of time. Mr. Prehistoric Fossilized, I was like, what in the tuck? But
drag is old.
Next up.
Evie oddly had a couple of cackles.
There was only 2 that we saw, and that's why it's only a couple. But I love you, Evie, but they didn't. I know you probably had some more, but the one you did about Akira was funny, and also Plastic Bag.
Plastic Bag doesn't roll off the tub.
Bitch, that was a good read.
That was cute.
I was like, okay, there's a ding in there. Let's continue.
Sugar had a couple.
The second one was right.
It was cute.
I was on the money for Sugar.
Now, Miss Brooklyn.
This is 3.
Brooklyn
came in with the full wind.
That was like the one who gave me like, okay, this is a reading challenge. This is somebody who came prepared.
Red.
I enjoyed Brooklyn's readings. Akira.
She was the one that was rhyming, but it was funny.
Akira had clapbacks. When she got red, she read.
That too. I think they should have also included that in their scoring. She got Nina West together, Miss Thing. Talk about resting on your talent. Oh, face gone.
Okay, onto the floor.
Next.
Silky, girl, she had all the... Listen, Silky has all the confidence in the world, and that is a commendable trait. But sometimes Silky just be on another planet.
That was a swine hollering contest.
Plastic.
Sweet. I said, bitch, the whole farm woke up. It's 4 a.m. It's time to work. Ooh. Like real tea, no shade. And I think it was like, but you got to give credit where it's due because she's the only one that got a full segment.
Because they knew that she was about to act the fool.
Be the buffoonery that it is. She got a full segment. And I said, okay, all the other girls got clip shows.
And so RuPaul's like, there's only a 90-minute show. Take your time.
Yeah. I'm mad she pulled up that footnote and it wasn't nothing funny in the foot. I was like, come on now. And again, I thought the pigs was coming. I thought we was about to have dinner and bacon was going to be on for breakfast, bitch. I don't know. How I go from dinner to breakfast? I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too.
Yeah, so that was the reading challenge.
We won't watch it again.
Never, ever again.
Just let it rest in peace.
I can't wait to see what the stuff they didn't show us, actually.
Hopefully that's good. That'll be on YouTube.
Holding my breath. So, the winner of said reading challenge by default is Brooklyn Heights. Yay.
By a landslide.
Because that one had multiple zingers that landed.
So the main challenge this week is the girls are participating in the L.A.D.P, Los Angeles Drag Patrol Challenge, where they are paired up in groups of 2 to do improv based off of certain skits that they're given.
I like this. You know I do, because I'm a Reno 911 fan. Shout out to the entire team from it. Comedy Central, that was one of your best ones. So, the teams, though, because Brooklyn gets to decide, right?
Oh, yeah, you know she did.
Shady lady.
And right off the front, Miss Brooklyn took Miss Nina West as her partner, and Vanjie felt away.
Well, did she though? I mean, her face kind of fluttered, but
like,
I was like, maybe she was thinking of, girl, I wonder who she gonna put me with.
It could be either or, you know, the editing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was a good choice because you know that Miss Nina does improv very well. So to pair yourself with her, that was a good idea. That was a good idea. And Vanjie got paired with Miss Plastique. We're like,
personality.
Is this even funny?
Personality. Oh.
And Akiria and Evie.
I thought that was a great pairing.
That was a good pairing. No matter what they're doing, they're gonna wear that out.
They know what they're doing.
And Miss Silky and Sugar.
I was already worried for Sugar because I said Silky gonna get
baby. She's gonna eat her alive.
This is about improv. That one right there, she's improv. Like you've seen it literally in the workroom. Come on, Sugar. I was worried. I was like, ooh, Silky gonna wear this out.
They get to these table reads.
Yes. Oh, actually, the Rupaul reads. We should call
that's basically what they were. Because Rupaul was wearing them out. As they should, though, because some of them be trying to get away with some stuff and they know that's some
I'm just going to try my best and have fun.
That's what you said last week.
If I'm in the bottom, I'm going to have... I'll just think for my life. Yeah, remember.
I'm just going to let go.
Yep.
It's just like, all right.
It's like, come on now, give me something else. Like, pull out a diaper and shit in it or something. I don't know. But do something different, because I'm tired of hearing it too. And, you know, now that I don't have someone narrating that, you know, anymore, because now they're on like...
You talking about E.G.?
No, I was... Girl. I thought she was...
You know she was.
No, we're not talking about that one. We're not talking about sinus infection. Use the next beat. All right, we're talking about normally Evie would be the one to be like, well, girl, this and that, da 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 da. That's no longer being heard anymore. So then you hear RuPaul being the one going, well, bitch, you know, what you gonna do? Because I'm tired of seeing this. And I didn't come in here in this nice suit for you to say all that bullshit, okay?
Okay, give me something that's funny.
Please.
Something you haven't done.
Please do something funny, because I saw Snatch Game and see, I wish she should have said that. Like, I saw what y'all... As a matter of fact, hold on, room. I wish RuPaul did this. Can we all gather around? Now, let's not pretend what the fuck we just witnessed this last week was something to be pat for. It wasn't.
Brooklyn tried to play it off. She tried, like, you know, just like Celine Dion. Didn't you enjoy that? Because I did. She's like, no.
Listen.
No, bitch. No, we did not.
Listen. What was even funny about... That was a serious subject that you did. Look at me. The curl's out. The curl's out. How dare you? Celine Dion right now is still itching. She's like, who is talking about me?
But basically from the table reads, we're starting to see like a slightly bubbling under feud between Miss Brooklyn and Akiria.
Can we talk? Yeah,
where did this come from?
No, what do you mean, where did it come from? Episodes ago. I don't see what is the big deal about her. I don't really find that what she's doing is like really great drag. Do you remember this, Brooklyn Lane? That's a couple episodes ago. She was like, she hasn't wowed me. I'm not impressed just yet. I said,
really?
Miss Continental versus Miss Black Universe.
But you know what? I did see that from episode 1. She was like, get her out. Get her out. But I thought that was like friendly, cute shade. But Brooklyn just like, I just don't see it for Miss Akiria just yet.
I don't want to make too much of it, but... QJ Beyonce video. Expose her! No, I'm just playing. Shout out, friend. So, the challenge includes the fine and hilarious Cheyenne Jackson.
Cheyenne, you're beautiful. You are a fine man. Yes, ma'am.
I really enjoyed the shot within the car, and I was like, oh, those arms. And Fortune Feemster making another triumphant returson.
She fit right in.
Yeah, this was it.
She fit right in.
I was definitely into the Reno 911 era. I was like, okay, here we go. This is going to be funny. And the first people who they roll up on is Silky and Sugar.
So Silky and Sugar were supposed to be portraying two queens accused of selling back alley butt pads. So Silky did her job and then some. And I listened. While she may have overhauled the entire piss fuckery out of that scene, she really did.
She did that.
She really did.
I was laughing. I hate to be listen.
She really played the part. Like she was all over the car, flailing. Why did she change wigs though? That's the part that kind of.
I think she again. I feel like she didn't want Sugar grabbing that other wig a little too hard, so it was like, let me just put this on here. It was funny, and she was good in her banter back and forth with both Fortune and Cheyenne. It was great. And then Sugar came out there, and
she tried.
The mood wanted to shift, but then Silky came and it was like, okay, where are you going to go with this?
Silky didn't participate in the whole improv challenge. They're supposed to bounce back and forth. And Fortune told her this in the judging. She's like, you're supposed to, you know, focus on you a little bit, have back to her a little bit, balance it off so that it can be, you know, an equally yoked scene. But Miss Silky was just running.
But listen, the run was good though. So
she was going.
Call it what you want. That run was good. I gotta give props for you. I was cracking up.
It was like, funny, but it was like sugar. I don't know if that was fault on your part or Silky's part.
It was tough. Next up was Brooklyn Heights and Miss Nina West. Now this was something that was a treat because it was very unexpected to see Brooklyn not only be just authentically hilarious in her role, but it fit so right.
Was she Katya again?
Yes, she was. No doubt about it. But, you know, it was a Brooklyn Katya experience, and I would enjoy that on some sort of avenue off Broadway. But Nina West was actually hilarious too. I felt bad that she missed the cue because there was none.
She didn't give one.
Right. there was none.
Brooklyn was just going with the flow.
But I think Nina should have got some props.
I need my cue.
I think she should have got some props.
Oh, yeah, she played that.
I thought she did that role really well.
I was
a little disappointed I was disappointed for you, Nina. I thought you deserved a lot more than what you got today, especially after that Runway, but we'll get to that in a second. So the next couple of bitches up is, Pussies Up, is Plastique Tiara and Vanessa Vange.
Nobody knew what was going on. There was a whole lot of yelling, and there was something about somebody sleeping with somebody's man.
It was Danielle Bergoli versus Lovely Mimi.
Milk being involved.
Girl, hold on. When Plastique's voice changed up randomly in the middle of that.
Into the Asian, like, girl, she said, when in doubt, go Asian.
Listen, when Akira said that, I nearly passed out. You tell me what happened there, sis. You tell me what happened, because to me that was weird. It was like, she's like,
had a whole different accent.
I mean, hold on, but then we'll get to the Runway in a second later. But that part with Michelle was weird too, and I was like, what is going on here? I don't understand. I think she got nervous, and that was where it was like, well, nothing's really popping off, so I'm just gonna do this. If that's the case, that's fine. But the explanation behind it was kind of like, what the hell?
In the scene, Vanjie said, you know, if you fall flat, if you blank, you know, just start, you know, humping all over the police officer if you just happen to have a, you know, blank moment. She started off the scene. And so it just made everything fall apart.
It was Blank Man. It was Blank Man. So the next couple up that did pretty well.
Kyria and Evie Oddly. Baby.
So let's start with this first. Evie did a really good job as the secondary person in that scene and how to play with Akira, because Akira, you want to talk about running with like Silky? You want to talk about running?
She did it right,
sister. She was jiggling, shaking, moving, and baking.
Every chance she got,
it was twerking. Right. It was right. And that body was. Let me tell you something, Akira. C. Davenport, you have spent a good penny, and it was right. And whoever your doctor is, girls need referrals.
You know what?
It was gold.
What made this so good is that she fit a lot in, and she gave us character development. Like, I understood exactly who that character was. She talked about, I've been working this corner for the past 35 years.
She was giving me TT from Reno 911. If y'all know, now I'm bringing it back up again, but that's Niecy Nash's character on Reno 911 when they're doing the blurred faces, and she was always wrestling with Garcia and Cedric Yarborough's character. So I was like, there she is. That is literally this character, but then personified into Curious format. It was great. Congratulations to you, because bitch, that was work, and it was right. Especially the running away part.
Just like, oh, they're coming.
The behind
as she was getting arrested, still
baby,
twerking.
she was Nina West on the runway, still honey. Twerking. I was here for it. Yes, God. But that was the challenge. I lived for it.
Twerking is a blessing.
Let's get on to the next subject.
So, after the challenge, we can move on to the runway.
Now, we can say this about season 11. There have been some very impactful, interesting runways. I will give it that. A lot of corsets.
Themes.
A lot of bathing suits. A lot of same colors. A lot of same silhouettes. A lot of, rented appliances. However,
indeed,
it has been a very decent, good, and I can't complain too much about this runway.
Minor tweaks. Miss Rupaul came down the runway in a mint green feathery number, giving you different types of body.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it. Very fun, very
pleasant,
festive.
Beautiful.
And of course, she already introduced the previous judges that we saw, Miss Cheyenne and Fortune. But now,
my good sis from the slums of Beverly Hills,
Natasha Leon, baby. I'm so mad.
But
I did not recognize her at first. It's been so long since I watched Orange is the New Black.
I looked at him like, are you for real?
Because, I mean, that was my introduction to her.
That's our girl, Nikki.
I loved her character.
Liv.
Maybe she was getting all the people.
She's my favorite character in Orange is the New Black. Like, she's my favorite.
Oh, but yeah, she was the judge, and she was amazing. She did an amazing job. So, are you ready for the runway?
Runway.
Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
Jamar, you go first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for you. I'm a hater.
Silky, I thought this was like ants/Bugs Life tease. Because I'm like, okay, I see that she's clearly an insect, but she can't be, flying when there's no wings. And the way that she cut out her face, I'm like...
Whoa. What cut in her face?
There were holes there. They were there.
I saw the holes, and they were there.
They were there.
They were peekaboos, baby. Peekaboos.
They had to get that somewhere.
She said a 10-minute face, bitch, and she wasn't lying, girl.
She really was. Everybody else was painting her face, and she was just like, I'm just going to do a lip.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay.
Baby, but yeah.
What would you like me to say? It was a helmet.
A Raid bottle.
There was a beautiful... honestly, that bug helmet was actually dope.
That was the best part about it.
That was dope. I liked that a lot. But
that was the best part.
I don't know. That was kind of, womp, but
So next up came Miss Sugar Cane. I could have sworn
the love I have for this
that
outfit.
this was Brooklyn because that looked like something Brooklyn would wear.
Girl.
But Miss Sugar, you looked amazing.
Let's give credit because I'm not even going to put Brooklyn in this equation. I want to give this all to Sugar.
Oh yes, she deserves it all. That was everything.
That eye makeup with how it was gone with the pattern and how the pattern itself was this beautiful. Like it could be considered tacky if it was done incorrectly, but it was done correctly. It was beautiful.
The style of it.
And how you walked and presented it too.
Amen.
Doily pussy. Speaking of
Brooklyn Heights. Lip bitch. That makeup, I could not tell where the makeup and the mask began. It blended so perfectly. It just the color scheme was probably one of my other favorite parts. Like
the color scheme, that was what I liked the most. That gold and black and how it just really blended together, and the way the face did it with the mask because you didn't know where it started, you didn't know where it ended. Then she had more on top of that horse wire effect look headpiece that was very just right on the time. Clockwork stuff, very steampunk feel to it in certain senses. I was like, okay, this is a look. I enjoyed it. It was polished. It was present. I was here for it.
On to Miss Nina West.
This
who was robbed.
By far is the biggest robbery fuckery of the entire girl. I'm not gonna say season, excuse me. I'm gonna bring that back in. Bring it back in, Matty. Where are you going with that one?
But yes.
But I will tell you though.
Oh, that looked good.
Your silhouette was so right. You deserved praise and critiques from Michelle, especially to eat crow in those words, because that body was put together. You in that face mask.
The concept. And she was another one. Couldn't tell where it stopped and began.
Lee Bowery reference down. We have Clockwork Orange down. I was like, yes, I got all that. Mr. Peanut with the mustache.
Nina just calls back to all these different cultural references. It's a way for people to kind of go back like, ooh, I wonder what that is. And they'll likely to Google it and look it up. So
one of her best looks. I lived and breathed for it. Nina West, that was
great. I know them lashes were heavy.
Ooh, it was right.
I know them lashes were heavy because she looked amazing.
I loved it. Yes.
Now, on more to Miss Vanjie.
Okay. All right. I get to have this conversation with you because you know we've made this a topic many of times with Tiffany. Chucky. Vanjie. Was it going to be a bathing suit today? No.
Not after she got red fulfilled last week.
No cape included this time neither.
No
now,
headpiece?
there, low key, there was one, and it almost swung off during the lip sync. But let's get to it.
Stayed on.
So here's why I like this outfit, and here's why I don't like this outfit, and this is why I'm gonna give it more coots than boots. So no toots, coots, haha. Fashion photo review. Eat your heart out. Listen, from the belly button up. Okay, I hear you. Even with the boy chest, I'm fine with that. It's a look. It's very sex doll. Cool. I'm here for it. The braid, a little sad, but I also like that as well. I wish it could have been a little pumped up a bit more.
I think it was just because of how it was attached to the top part of her head.
After she swung it.
It was just like,
so
okay.
Listen, all of this was right. It was a great torso for the Barbie that you did makeup on back in the day that only had that little torso piece. It was right.
Her makeup is always.
Now down below, on the bottom half of that shelf, that was all wells, okay? Miss Thing, them pants, and that is the issue. If it just fit just like a little the top,
bit. Somebody just took her and went,
would have been so bomb.
Just fitted just a little bit tighter.
It would have been bomb. That's why I can't get too mad at it. The pants are like,
It was an improvement.
But it very much so. Very much so. But I can't knock it too hard because I give her credit for doing something different. I just didn't want the low-key -1 MC Hammer pants because they're not MC Hammer. They weren't that big, but they were like they were a little bit -3 on that too legit. All that.
So after Miss Vanjie came Miss Plastique Tiara, giving us full Catwoman cheese, girl.
Catwoman.
That's what it looked like to me.
What? None of the sorts. That was I got a bikini on my face, but not a Facekini on my face. Dong.
But you looked around the room and you saw that people only show this and this. And you just thought, you know what, I could show my whole full cheeks. I could show I'm like, girl.
Yeah, that wasn't no damn Catwoman, child. That was more Madonna in like that era of erotica type of stuff than Cap. Don't you ever put Selena Kyle in that preference. Did you see how her? Dare you?
Look.
How dare you? But listen, I gotta say this. It's not totally terrible. It's actually a bomb look.
It's not a bad look.
It's a bomb look, but that's not what.
Didn't follow the challenge.
And it was something that honey. What were you wearing? What is it, Jamar?
A corset.
Ooh.
But she had it though. She looked
good. She was. That body was
just
right.
Like we've seen it over
and over. That's why Vanjie gets higher scores today because I'm like, she did something different. I gotta give props for that too, Mama. And who's next?
Miss Akira C. Davenport.
Let me talk about a body made right. No padding necessary.
Babe, she made it known. Like, look at all this shape. Get into all this.
I live for the details. I love that it had this, like, the rhinestones on it and pointing almost like a different effect, not just drawn on things and stuff that we've seen before. Because it has been done before, and I'm glad Michelle said something, but that was very dope in how it was presented, and I love the shape in there and just everything, too.
It shows talent that multiple different queens can take the same type of runway and do it in completely different ways. So, props to you for that.
Absolutely.
So, next, we have Miss Evie Oddly. Baby.
I like this.
I did.
I like this a lot. It was good.
I know that mouthpiece was super uncomfortable.
Lord, child.
Just thinking about it, I'm like, well, no, your mouth
Check
is
the
sore.
Check the skin, honey. You see that with Evie, where it's like, what is she gonna do? I can't wait to see how this is gonna turn out. I'm expecting the most, and that's what I got, and I loved it, and so I was pleased beyond all belief. So again, shout out to you.
A very
you did that, Mama.
Strong runway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very strong.
Well, that was the runway.
So now we can move on to the judging portion of the episode.
There we go.
And again, the robbery of Miss Nina being safe.
Nina West, Evie Oddly, you are safe. Baby, the crack of the century. When Nina's name was called as safe, I was like, what?
She doesn't get critiques on her performance or the runway.
Nothing, nor even something said just before she walks. Before you leave,
hey Nina.
Hey, guess what? We ripped you for all this, but this was great. Come on, guys. Come on, Team Dream.
So the main two things that I want to touch on is that Michelle called Suki out on her bull.
Ooh.
Because she was like, this looks lazy. Like, did you even bother to paint underneath there? And she's like, well, no, I just wanted, paint my face. And, No, she just wanted to do her damn lips. That's all she wanted to do. And she got lazy, and Michelle read her for it like, you never know what we could ask of you to do. You should always prepare. You should never. Did y'all not learn from previous seasons? You should always prepare. Don't be lazy. I'm just saying, I would be prepared for all instances. And
I don't have anything to add to that.
Michelle, again, comes with Plastique and her real voice.
Personality.
That whole section was very bizarre. I didn't follow. I'm like, so is this your real voice? But then the Asian voice is your real voice?
I think there was some confusion before I even, like, jump on that boat, but it just still felt like...
What? What am I supposed to get from this?
She was like, because you went into the, Asian accent, and then Plastique was like, but that is my real voice. And then Michelle's like, no, this is your real voice. And I felt that Laganja spirit. I felt Laganja somewhere went, ooh, girl, what was that about? Or better yet, she's probably watching it like, motherfucker.
That was me.
Why is it always me?
That was me.
But then Plastique was like, well, no. And it was that was very confusing. I don't want to call it something that it's not because I didn't understand that moment, but it did raise an eyebrow or two.
All right. Well, Akira did win the main challenge.
We saw that.
Deservedly so.
Very much. Very much.
Deservedly so.
And your bottom two were Miss Vanjie and
Plastique Tiara.
The song choice,
Hood Boy
by Fantasia.
That was my song, baby. If y'all see that video, Fantasia was so stank in that video, boy.
I liked the song. I did not like the lip sync. This was the whole lip sync for me.
But on the edge.
It's Alyssa. Hey.
You know, Alyssa is infamous for going to the back of the stage, putting that leg up.
And it was so unnecessary. It was just so unnecessary.
Why are you at the back of the stage?
She was going too slow. It needed to be a little rock. That's why I was more here for Vanjie, even though I didn't really care for the lip sync. But she was,
she had the vibe of the song.
Hey, yes, like that. But that song is not a lot of people really know that song unless you were going out when I was going out to the clubs. Like that was 04. Is that 04?
That was 06.
06.
Her first album was 04.
So 06, that's college years. That was one of the songs I heard all the time. But a little backbend or some sort of mess. But yeah, it wasn't like super awesome. Oh wow, but it was cool. It was nice. I thought somebody was doing not enough, and the other one was about to lose that braid by the last.
That thing was holding on. Girl, it was holding.
There was one string left, and it was the one that was the struggle bus that said, "You are safe, Miss Vanjie," because they were like, "Girl."
They couldn't give that to Plastique. Plastique didn't give him enough energy, which is very strange because Plastique is known for giving more energy than that in her lip syncs. I've seen her performance on YouTube. I'm like, girl, you usually give more than this. So it is what it is. Plastique, she went out. Had a great run. She should be very proud. She did have
a good run.
Very proud.
She had a good
landed.
Run. Top 8. That says something.
I think you came out pretty good.
You had a good run, girl. I can tell you this. We called you Plastic Corset. I have called you Renaissance. I have done things. I have said stuff. This is all out of fun. Nothing personal.
We love you, baby.
You did the damn thing, girl. Regardless of all the corsets you wore on that runway. You did. I can't take it from nobody else.
They may have been on courses, but they look good.
I have to say the same thing for all the other girls who've done the show, whether it had been Soju and everybody else. You made it on the show. You
should be proud.
There is entertainment somewhere in there for all of us, okay? And if anything, we can respect you for what you do outside the show, after the show. Even though some things in the show may have pissed us off.
That
was a year ago. That was a whole filming situation. We're on to the next subject. Speaking of next subjects, after Vanessa Vanjie had won that and Plastique had to go home, Untucked itself was a next subject because that was not entertaining at all. And it wasn't because Natasha got a commercial break into the next segment. I said, oh, baby, they ain't got nothing.
They ain't got nothing with just because the last time, oh, baby.
Lies. And I will say this, though, because I am saying there was nothing to talk about, but I do want to say this.
There were some things to talk about.
The Nina West conversation with Evie was importante.
Very important. And I feel like Nina is the only person, I think, out of that cast who could have delivered that message in such a way for Evie to receive it the way that she did. Because she spoke the truth. She said, you know you have great points, but your delivery is shit.
You gotta work on that. She said, if you just got that together,
you would be good.
Everything would be fine.
And he was like, you know what?
She took it and it was like, okay. And she even told her, what did you think of me when you first came in? I saw you and you were unpolished, but you were a comedy, did this, that, and the other, and you've done this. And it was a real conversation. And that's the conversations we need sometimes between people. So I really appreciated that. The girls who were not safe came back, or, lucky and bad.
Talked about what the critiques were.
And then Natasha came in there, and and then of course Silky also got a video message with the family, baby, her brother, her mother, her granny. It was beautiful. That was very nice.
Like, bring home the crowd. I always
she's like, I done wasted my tears on the Curie.
I got touched by your mama. I ain't even had nothing for myself.
But that was a nice moment with Untucked. But it wasn't anything over crazy, and it was nice to see Natasha.
Shout out to Silky for not throwing Natasha over her shoulder.
She gave her a hug.
Picking her up, launching her into the air.
Yeah, I was really happy and glad about that whole moment, because it was very, here for this. So, again, kids, that was Drag Race Season 11, Episode 9, L.A.D.P. and Untucked. Tell us what you think, what you thought of this episode. Like, this is maybe the shortest one me and Jamar have done for this season, because it's getting kind of low in the girls.
It's winding down. This is how this goes.
This was not a high-impact drama episode. This was very much, let's see what they got, let's see what they can do. I mean, not fully there. It started off with someone saying, the Lord will smite at those who are my enemies.
But it was good to see them laughing with each other at the end.
Yes, they were talking, and that was a good banter, too. All right, thanks for tuning in. Again, those links are downstairs. You know where to find us. Again, if you want to donate and support the channel, please and thank you. You know what this brother's going through here in LA. That's paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App, $MattyRants, Venmo, Matty-Rants. Don't forget that we have the Teespring store up with our merchandise. Purchase some stuff from Jamar. Purchase some stuff from me. Purchase some stuff from both of us. Purchase. Share, care, like, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Jamar, do you have anything else to say?
Miss Silky.
Miss Silky. That was hilarious.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
Okay.
Good episode. Decent episode. We can live with it. The reading challenge, though.
We don't talk about that.
Terrible.
We don't talk about that.
Hugs and kisses. All my best love and wishes to you. It's your boy Matty Rants.
And Jamar 4.
Bye.